Just 2 days before early voting starts, Mayor Eric Adams throws his support behind former Governor Andrew Cuomo in the race to replace him.
The big development coming just one day after the pair sat courtside at the Knicks home opener following the final mayoral debate. Political reporter Marcia Kramer joins us now with the latest in the twists and turns.
It is another twist and turn, Jess. It was the endorsement Andrew Cuomo has been waiting for ever since Eric Adams dropped out of the race. And it represented a major mending of fences between two men who said harsh things about each other in the heat of the campaign. While Cuomo and Adams were all lovey-dovey, the same could not be said for the former governor and Zohran Mamdani.
When families are attacked, brothers come together. They understand that you have to protect the family.
It was only last month that Eric Adams called Andrew Cuomo a snake and a liar as the two campaigned for a chance to live in Gracie Mansion. But after holding out for almost the last minute before New Yorkers start casting their ballots on Saturday, there is now a détente brought about by their mutual fear of Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani. In the end, there were two Democrats warning voters about what the city could face if a Democratic Socialist is at the helm.
Yes. Am I angry that I'm not the one taking down Zohran, the socialist and the communist? You're darn right I am. But you know what? The city means more to me than anything.
He believes Zohran is an existential threat to New York City. And we all have to do our best to make sure that Zohran does not become the next mayor.
Mamdani greeted the development with the expected derision, calling it
an illustration for New Yorkers of the fact that Eric Adams' record is Andrew Cuomo's agenda.
Republican Curtis Sliwa issued a statement saying, quote, "This is corruption past, corruption present, and corruption waiting to happen again. Take a look at this. They can co-author the book, The Art of the Steal." Cuomo and Mamdani tangled about Cuomo's appearance on the Sid and Friends radio show and a back and forth with the host Sid Rosenberg about Cuomo's charge that Mamdani lacks experience.
Any given morning, there's a crisis. And people's lives are at stake. God forbid another 9/11. Can you imagine Mamdani in the seat?
Yeah, I could. He'd be cheering.
Mamdani called it Islamophobia.
To look at a city where 1 in 8 New Yorkers are Muslim and say that by virtue of your faith, you are worthy of suspicion. It is both incredibly disappointing and yet not surprising, given how Andrew Cuomo has run this campaign.
The host said whatever the host said. All right, that's the host. Go talk to the host about that. I said about 9/11, that's another problem, referring to what I have said repeatedly, which is I have a problem with the fact that Zohran pals around with Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11.
Now, Mayor Adams says he intends to campaign with Cuomo and give it his all to help him. Early voting starts Saturday. The election is November 4th.
Is this going to make a difference? We're 2 weeks out.
Well, you know, it could make a difference. It really is going to depend. But one thing I can tell you is that Eric Adams still is popular in a number of minority communities, and that will help Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marcia. For a look at some of the other key endorsements for the candidates and a recap of last night's debate, just head over to CBSNewYork.com.